You don't even know, like, how much easier that makes my life, though. Like,
I'm so glad we could do that for you.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Welcome back to Fresh Off the Clock.
Hey, guys. How's it going? How's your week been? How's your week been, Emma?
It's been a really, really crazy past 2 weeks, but it's been good. So far,
good.
it's been good.
That's
Today
good.
was so nice. So
I love that.
honestly,
Oh, it's been so nice outside. Well,
I spent like the entire day outside. I opened
Yeah.
all the windows.
in true
cleaned.
Ohio fashion, it's been coming in waves when it comes to
Literally,
weather.
it was like freezing. It was snowing on Sunday.
Yeah, no, it literally was. It was snowing on Sunday. That's crazy. And then today it was 65 and sunny and having a good time.
It was so sunny. So nice.
Yeah, it was really nice outside.
I finished a whole book outside. I just sat there and read, and the kids played in the yard. I was like, this is
I
the
love that.
dream.
It's literally so great. I love it.
Did you have a good week?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Okay. My week was really interesting. Started off really poor, but guys, we need to even talk about like the 2-week break that we took and just like all the kind of craziness that happened during that. Because I don't know if it was necessarily anything crazy that happened with you, but I
left. I went on vacation.
Yeah,
so.
Emma went on a trip. I was supposed to go on a trip to Universal and to visit my family in Florida. Trip got canceled
I forgot about this.
because, hello, for the last like month or two, every time I would eat or literally drink anything, I would throw up or just get really sick and have stomach cramps. Sorry.
Happening.
It's happening. No, it was actually kind of crazy, and it was like made me just so sick. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go on roller coasters and have a good time and walk around in the heat without actually, like, I think dying. And
Not to be
so-
dramatic or anything, but
no, but I felt like I was dying. Like, my stomach was cramping and I was throwing up like all the time. And I was like, there's just something not right about this. So the day before I was supposed to leave, we got my flights canceled and rescheduled and
when are you
all
going
this
at?
craziness.
Oh, never mind. Don't answer that.
But that was a couple of weeks ago now. And I went to the doctor's the next day and I got an ultrasound and all of this stuff. Basically, they thought my gallbladder was like good as gone. They were like, that thing is gonna have to come out. And I was like, and I think I'm keeping it. But it turns out after the ultrasound, it's my liver and I have liver disease. Ooh. So they said non-alcoholic liver disease. And I've been eating on the Mediterranean diet, which is like completely opposite of how I would normally eat. And it's really easy, but I feel great. My stomach hasn't hurt. I haven't thrown up. So
What is Mediterranean diet? You just eat
So-
fruit and vegetables? And
yeah. So basically how I would
Tzatziki
normally
dip?
how I would normally eat is like low carb and high protein and vegetables. But they said, no, not low carb. Actually, you need to be eating way more whole grains and you need to be eating way more fruit. And I never really ate a ton of fruit because I thought my body didn't like the sugar. JK, my body loves it. So I've been eating like so much fruit and vegetables, and then I can't eat red meat, so I can only eat chicken and fish. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, I can only eat certain dairy products. Like, I can't really have that much dairy.
That's so weird that it just randomly started, though.
I know it was really weird, but literally no. Like, I don't know if it was just like too long of, because I had been eating really high protein, and so they actually said I needed to stop eating as much protein, and I was like, oh my gosh, my whole life's mission.
She said I was literally just trying to
eat literally 130 grams of protein a day, and they were like, no, you literally need to eat way less protein and eat so much more fruit. And I said, actually, that sounds like a dream, because I hate hitting a protein goal. I literally haven't felt better. So yeah, that was insane. And then
That sounds wild.
that brings us to here, where we're actually filming a new episode.
We are here. We are back.
We are back after our hiatus that we said we'd never take.
Lliterally,
without
we did
announcing
it.
it. But to be fair,
Abby
I
was
did
basically
think
dying.
I was
Emma
thinking I was dying.
in the Grand Canyon, just
Yeah,
living her dream life.
She was literally
so.
living a dream. And then that brings us to this week, where My friend and I are doing like one of the challenges on the Apple Watch, you know, like who can get as many points, like one of the fitness challenges. Have you ever done those?
Yeah.
So my friend and I are doing one. We started on Sunday. I went for a run on Sunday, and I was just like really focused. Like I had to beat her.
She got them Hokas.
Yeah, my Hokas have changed my life. I'm not even joking.
I love my Hokas. Anybody who asked me is like, "Do you like those shoes?" Someone in the airport was like, "Do you like your shoes?" And I was like, "Yeah."
No, they literally
They are
changed my
actually
life,
the
and I know that
best.
sounds like so dramatic. Sorry, I'm super burpy. I chugged a poppy.
It's the Mediterranean diet.
It's a Mediterranean diet. But what was I saying? Yeah, no, my Hokas changed my life.
Fitness.
I went on a run on Sunday, and then I did a dance workout, and then I sat down, and when I stood up, I literally felt like I had a bulged disc. Like I could not move. And then I went to bed that night, and I woke up in the middle of the night literally in such agonizing pain, and I could not move. I was like paralyzed. I could not move, and I had to go to work at 5, and it was 4, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So I ended up pulling my crop. I was sobbing. Like, why did my week start so traumatic? I was literally sobbing, and I went to work sobbing, did work sobbing, and then got sent home early. Thank God. Like, I don't know why I did this. Thank God. But then I got home, and I prayed, and I went to bed, and I woke up completely healed. So, praise God. But it was crazy.
That sounds awful.
It was just crazy. Like, what is going on? Strongest warriors over here. Like, the devil's really trying to get me down. My mom said,
God
Jeez.
gives his hardest battles to his strongest warriors.
I'm
tired of this.
I said, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Lord, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So that brings us to now, which I'm actually thriving. I almost did a 5K today, but I didn't quite make it because I got lazy, and I said, I think I'm gonna be done.
My friend texted me and was like, I'm going to the gym in the morning. Do you want to go? And I said, today is not my gym day, and I'm going to sleep.
Today is
and
not
I
a gym
pried my eyes open at 7:30. Pried them open.
Did you go to the gym?
No, I just had to wake up for work.
Okay, I was like, wow, good for you for getting out of there.
No, I was like, ain't no way.
There ain't no way. There just ain't no way. Do I have stuff in my teeth?
No.
Okay. We just ate dinner.
Well, that's crazy. Our weeks have been very different. I've just been on the go, and
Yeah,
you're just practically dying.
running.
So.
Well, you know what? Completely fine now. So that's what we like to call a win in the biz. We call that a win.
Abby actually has questions on her iPad, not my notebook.
Hello, this is my
Abby,
iPad.
what a switcheroo.
Yeah, this is kind of
some
cray.
questions.
Oh my gosh, am I asking the questions?
Yes.
I've never done this, guys. This is new for me.
Because I have been literally so busy. She asked me, what are we talking about? And I said, I haven't even gotten the chance to think about it. So she really took one for the team. And
We have 13 questions that we are not asking, but we have 4 that we are. So, leaving you guessing. What are the other ones? You'll never know. What are the other 9?
until we ask them.
Yeah, until we go with them. Okay.
We're jumping right into it.
I guess we're going to jump right in. I don't think I have anything else to touch on. Oh, I got new tattoos over the break.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yes, we got new tattoos over the break. Do you want to show yours first?
hand.
Yours are probably easier to show. Well, maybe not because they're like so
teeny
far away.
tiny.
She got a little mountain.
It's a tiny little mountain. There's just a little.
I don't even know if that's going to be focused.
It probably won't be, but I don't even know how to show
It has sedator on it still.
Yeah, it's
Second skin or whatever.
hard. They're cute. Just trust me. They're cute.
I
They're
got
just tiny, and Abby's are way bigger.
Yeah, but
Mine
yours
was
are so cute.
Mine was literally I made.
It was a pop-up.
Yeah, I made the decision the day of, so I didn't really
Yeah, it was a
have
pop-up
any
at the
pre-thought.
salon.
So cute.
I went to my tattoo artist that I always go to. Hope that wasn't too loud.
It's fine.
I got a horseshoe. I don't know if you can see.
Not us, just sitting here trying to get our tattoos.
Tattoo tour. Why is no one asked? I don't know if you can see that. I also got a seashell. I'm very excited. I think they're so cute.
What made you get a horseshoe?
Funsies.
Just for fun.
Also, my birthday's in March and St. Patrick's Day is in March, and it's like lucky.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, well that's it. That's all
Yeah,
I got.
that's
so
Tell us how your week's been down in the comments. Also, actually, I'm sorry. I get on these tangents and I just can't stop. Guys, let me address something real quick. I thought all the YouTubers who always did this were cringe. But let me just say this. All y'all that watch on YouTube, none of y'all like the videos. You need to start doing that. I hate to be that girl. 50% of you aren't subscribed. What's that about? Spotify listeners, I'm not talking to you. Except for last episode didn't perform very well. What's going on with that? Y'all went to YouTube and aren't subscribed.
I feel like my mom is like lecturing me to.
Well, everyone's like, subscribe, hit that bell. Girl, I'm about to start doing that. If you guys don't subscribe and hit that bell, come on. Hit that like button. Smash it. Subscribe. Anyway, I just had to go over that because I saw the analytics the other day and I was like,
I love all the comments though. I love the little.
Yeah, you guys are popping off in the comments, but
yeah, that's fun. Okay.
you could also pop off a little harder. But who am I to judge?
Dang. She really said
I'm just joking.
Cutthroat.
I just have to lay down the law sometimes.
Shoot.
You're not going to do it.
No way. I'm just here for fun.
She nannies all day. It's time for me to pull out the big guns.
I'm just here. I'm just chilling.
Okay.
I watch the videos. These are just actually just for me because I think they're funny. Like I literally watch them on the TV with the kids. We all sit there.
I know. Tell them what the kid said. What Owen said.
One of the boys I watch was watching her. This is so me. I was like, I don't even know where he got this from. He's like, he literally was watching the video with us and he said, Emma, you look like a bulldog. And I said,
so rude.
A bulldog? I don't even know.
Her.
Like, what do you even mean by that? And then he said, but Abby looks like an angel.
He's so nice. I love them.
It's because they just want you to buy them stuff at the coffee shop.
I've never bought them anything.
They think that
I provide that.
Yeah, you provide it. They associate you with.
They also like my park, so the park that is near me.
Okay.
They're a big fan. They call it my park.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, they're not wrong. Anyway, okay. So
just jumping right into this.
Let's just get into some questions. Some questions.
Okay.
I don't know why it lit up. But guys, I've never showed you this. I'm sorry. I'm a little popping off a perk right now. Not actually, but I never showed you guys this. But listen to this. We have this. We have this and we're not using it. I live for the applause, live for the applause. Yeah, there's a bunch of funky sounds here. We'll just try. Okay, one more.
That is kind of funny. What button is that?
That's D. Applause is C.
Okay.
B? I don't remember.
It's giving.
Oh, girl. That's me. Okay, time for our question segment.
What did you take before this?
I just
We need to start using D when someone says something funny. We need to start using that. Genuinely. Like,
you start using D when someone says something funny. So real. So real. Okay. Sorry. I just think it's funny that we're calling it by the letter. Not the applause or anything like that. The rim
what
shot.
Do you want me to say? We need to use a button. Whenever we use something funny.
That calls for a button.
Please hit that button.
Like, subscribe, and hit that button.
We're literally
oh my gosh, I can't hold this iPad.
The iPad is just jumping off.
Just like me. Okay, sorry. That wasn't funny. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had some caffeine today, which I haven't had that in a long time. So, I'm here.
It's not very Mediterranean of you.
I know. They're like, you need to drink a glass of red wine every night after dinner. And I said, I'm not even
21.
I don't have resources for that.
Thank you. Not 21.
Sorry, guys. That's next week. Thank you.
Liver disease and alcohol.
Well, that was for when they thought it was my gallbladder. I think my gallbladder was just like acting up. The liver, though, it's not really.
They're saying the red wine for the gallbladder?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My liver actually isn't really that bad. They were like, but it could be diseased, maybe, but you'd have to get your blood work for that. And I said, I think I'm good. So, you know what? I think I'm fine. Because I've been feeling great.
Just do it later.
Yeah, that's a future Abby problem. So...
All right, jump into the question. Actually asking the question. Go.
Some of these are low-key really serious. Do you want... Is there one in particular you'd like? Emma? Is there one that's tickling your fancy? We didn't really think this one, 100% through.
Let's just do that one.
Go in order?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share a defining moment or experience that has prompted significant positive change in your life, and how did it shape your mindset going forward? You said, I love this question.
It is a really good question.
It's such a good question. Give it a once over.
Honestly, when I graduated high school.
Ooh, that's good.
I think it was such a shift in responsibility, life change. Like, it genuinely... I guess I just kind of got it together. I was like, okay, like, my faith is my own. This is my own. I'm becoming my own person, and I don't...
When you graduate, I feel like, at least for us, for some reason, I guess people can have a different mindset about it, but I felt the same way. I was like, I'm graduated, but it's time to pull your heart together. Like, you kind of need to be a functioning adult now, and, like, you can figure this stuff out. Like, you can figure it out.
Yeah, I wasn't irresponsible. I worked all through high school, even before. I mean, I wasn't irresponsible. I wasn't crazy, like, nothing. I was just like, okay. I think it really, really, I would say my faith became my own, and, like, things like that. I got a little bit more serious about stuff. I think I did. I just got more serious about it.
You just
in a healthy way.
Get more serious.
I had to do stuff for myself. I started paying stuff for myself, like, things like that. And I didn't have my friends all around me. You have to schedule things now.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
You can't just be like, oh, you want to go somewhere after school, and
it just be that.
I would say the positive effect was I did get more responsible. I got better at things. I take my faith more seriously. I mean, it's just, I don't think I've had a super negative after. I didn't peak in high school, I guess, because I just feel like it's gotten better after.
Praise God for not peaking in high school.
I guess.
I hate when people say that about themselves. I'm like, I don't know, guys.
I peaked in high school?
Yeah. I'm like, come on. I don't know. Did you really? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. So for me, I'd say, mine's about my faith. I think when my faith took a drastic turn, when you and I went to, my now church's summer camp for the first time. It wasn't like we visited for a night because one of my friends played for the worship team, and I worked with him, and he was like, you guys should come. I was like, okay. And I really didn't want to, and I really wasn't walking on a very good path with the Lord at the time. And so we went, and it was like just really life altering. Like, I got prayer and was delivered of a lot of depression and anxiety. Like, all depression and anxiety really melted off of me that night at prayer. And I met my whole church. Like, I met my church through that. Like, that's where I met all my friends. And actually, the girl that prayed for me is now one of my besties, and she's getting married next weekend. So
I love that.
Yeah, really crazy. I think that is the positive of it all. I don't think there's a negative to any of that. It's just like,
no, you built your community. You have a good, solid foundation. Yeah.
So I'd say that's a really, like, clip note of that whole experience, but that's what I'd say it was. Okay, next question. How do you navigate challenges and setbacks, and what strategies do you use to maintain a positive outlook during difficult times? Thick question.
I would say in a perfect world, my go-to is just immediate prayer. I really, 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 really do try.
That is so real. And the perfect world is a perfect way to say that.
Yeah, in a perfect world, that would be my immediate response to a challenge or setback. And then approaching it from a view of, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? Sometimes I I usually ask my mom for advice. I think that's a huge thing that I never, ever, ever used to do, was I would always solve all my problems, or try to, all by myself.
Yeah.
I would not talk to anybody. I would completely self-isolate.
True.
And I would just be like, bye world, until I figure out my stuff. And I like, literally, I would just like completely go off on my own and just say, let me just figure out everything by myself. And it worked for a while.
Yeah.
Until it was just like, okay, I'm kind of damaging relationships by just like, I mean, nothing drastic happened. Like, wasn't losing all my friendships left and right. But I could definitely see it was like,
when you self-isolate,
it's hard. And I'm like, I don't want to treat people like that. And I mean, yeah, it was something I had to work out. But I was like, none of my friends, I didn't have a friend that would do that to me. Like, they would come and talk and like ask for advice and, you know, just like talk about their problems. And I would never be the friend to be like, let me talk to you about something I need your, like, I would never just do that. Like, I would never be open and honest. And I would just sit there and be like, and then all my problems were just in the back of my head. And everybody's like,
are you okay?
Are you okay? So when I finally figured out, like, okay, I can actually have healthy conversations with safe people and actually like try and navigate stuff with somebody, and usually it's my mom first, but even you, like, friends that are healthy, and that's a huge thing of how to navigate and just get through setbacks or problems or challenges. What's the best? So that would be a strategy. And then maintaining a positive outlook is, I always know that it's never going to be forever. I mean, in most extreme cases, it's never going to be forever. Like, it's not going to be a long-term thing. And honestly, my boyfriend really encourages me, because I see how he does things. He's like, like, he's like, it's not that serious. It almost is. Like, it is. He's like, oh, I'll just figure it out. Yeah. Like, he just like takes it and just figures it out. Like, he just just pushes through stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, it really isn't that serious. Like, some things you don't need to sit there and just rehash, like, especially problems or arguments or stuff like that. Like, it really isn't that serious. Very true. I think that is something that I'm learning, is like, okay, it's okay.
That's one of my favorite things to say. People will like
it is what it is, or it's not that serious.
I say it never has been and never will be that serious. Yeah. Because when people come to me with problems, obviously I love to be there, and I love to answer questions, and I love to pray with people, and I love to just be that person. I love to be that person. Like, to be that person.
It's genuinely, like, I love helping people, and I love being there for people.
But working with teenagers now for like 2.5 years in youth, like, I learned that I love being that person for them. Like, it's literally one of my favorite things in the world. But sometimes I think we all just kind of do need to hear, like, it's not that serious. Right. Like, I promise you, I know it feels like that now. It feels serious. And I'm not saying that in like a, I'm going to discount your feelings, like, your feelings aren't valid way. That's never how I would ever want to come across. Right. But it is sometimes I feel like we need to hear, like, hey, you can breathe. It's not going to be that serious.
It's okay.
It's
like, not a life or death. Like,
this isn't a forever thing. Unless it is. Unless your gallbladder is going to explode. Just kidding. Yeah. I really like what you said. In a perfect world, I would navigate challenges and setbacks and instantly go to God.
Immediately prayer and reflection.
I appreciate that I have gotten so much better about that with being at the school that I'm at. That is like something we are drilled on, is to do that. But I think it's so easy to just get in your flesh and like do the exact opposite. And that's kind of like, honestly, that is what happened to me over the last month, is like, I was just getting, I feel like things were doggy piling on. Yeah. I was just like, oh, you're feeling sick. Oh, you need to go to the doctor. Oh, this is happening. Oh, now I'm feeling guilty because I have to cancel a trip, and my niece was banking on this. Like, all this. It's like all these emotions. And like, to be 100% honest, I have always like said this. I'm like, I just don't understand how people get mad at God. Like, I don't get it. Like, I've known for such a young age, like, God loves me, he's always for me. But when all that happened, I'm not gonna lie, I went to bed one night and I said, are you freaking kidding me, Lord? I was like, no, like, homie, what are you doing?
Hilarious.
Like, what are you doing? And I got mad, and I was like, I'm actually so mad at God right now. And I had to take a step back, and I was like, whoa, we have one enemy. It's not the Lord. He is, yeah. And so I definitely have gotten so much better about going to the Lord. I think, okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm answering this question.
I saw an interesting thing, and it was like, like, Job, people were like, all Job's friends were like, oh, why is he being blessed? He was, saying all this stuff and being so just like disrespectful in prayer and stuff like that. But it was like he was still praying. Yeah. He was still praying. He was still hashing it out. He was like going to God and being like, I'm frustrated. Yeah. I'm frustrated. What is going on? This is frustrating. And by the end of his prayer, he was like, I still love you. Yes. I worship you. Whatever you want.
Is exactly like, I'm not even gonna lie, that was my Job moment a month ago. Because I was like, God, I'm mad at you. No. God, I'm mad. God, what are we gonna do about this? Okay, homie, what are we gonna do about this? I love you so much. Like, thank you so much for being here for me. I'm gonna need a little bit of a helping hand though. Like, we're gonna need to get this sorted. And look at me now. I'm in the clear and we're doing good. But it is hard. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like not a worldly answer, but like an answer that's more like, I'm not trying to preach to you and say you need to only go to God, but you kind of need to go to God about it. And that is literally how I navigate my challenges and setbacks that are happening in my life.
I don't think you need to provide another answer.
Yeah, so
if you're not a Christian, then
how do I maintain a positive outlook during difficult times? It's literally just, it's not that serious, and God's got it. Like, people literally, this is so cringe. So cringe. But I got a TikTok the other day, though. It was really funny. Because that saying, let go and let God? Like, it's cringe and it's basic. It's so funny. Like, I mock it, which is kind of bad. But it is funny. It's one of the live, laugh, love type sayings. Right. But I saw this girl. I saw this girl on TikTok. She's like, I'm not a Christian. I'm actually an idiot, but these are some of the quotes that Christians say that just eat. She's like, they left no crumbs. Like, she's like, I almost just want to raise my hands and say hallelujah to this one. She said, let go and let God. I know the first time someone said that, they were just like, they were getting a round of applause. And I said, yeah, like, low key, it's cringe, but it's kind of true. Like, let go, let God.
I think my cliche thing is like, that people say, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, I know it's gonna be fine, but I'm like, it's actually genuinely going to be okay.
Yeah, it is going to be okay.
Like, you're good.
That is me all the time.
Literally okay.
It is going to be okay.
It's fine. Okay. Everything is fine. Genuinely, it will turn out fine.
Sometimes you need to talk to yourself like you're a toddler in the mirror. It's gonna be okay.
Every day.
You're gonna be okay.
Everything is great. Take a nap, eat some food, and rest. So real. And just reset. Yeah. Sometimes that's what I need.
Bro, that's another thing. When all of that crap was happening at the same time, my room was disgusting and I hadn't done laundry. And like, there was a sheer just one layer of clothes in my whole room. And I was like, and I know this is one of the reasons I am actually falling apart right now. Clean that up, sent 3 bags to Goodwill, 2 bags to the trash, went through all of my clothes, and I instantly said, well, you know what, I think I'm literally doing amazing. Like, sometimes you have to just
sorry, continue. You have to what?
I don't know.
You just have to reset?
Yeah, you just have to reset.
Your room is a reflection of your mind and what's going on in your head.
Yeah, that's so true. I love when people say that.
Believe that. I believe it 100%, because I think another way I navigate is just to do basic maintenance thing on your life. Because sometimes when you're feeling overwhelmed, it's because you have all this big stuff that's going on. You completely overlook just the basic maintenance things in life. Showering, cleaning your room, stuff that, like, especially if you're depressed or something, it's just hard. But it's just like, okay.
But when you can realize that you truly do have control, like when you can flip that switch in your mind to where you do have control, and you're like, because guys, hear me when I'm saying this. I literally have dealt with depression before. I know, because I feel like people can get kind of like defensive about like, well, I don't have control over my body. Like the depression like took over. I know what you mean. But when you can flip that switch to like, hey, I can make one change today, that's huge. So I think that is a big thing with maintaining like your life through difficulties is, hey, I feel like I have to lay in my bed the whole day. You know what? I don't have to. I can get up and I can get all the dishes out and I can take them to the dishwasher. Or I can
even
wash
if it's
them.
something, if that's it.
And then that's
if you
it.
get up and get all your dishes. But again,
that's a step.
Is if you maintain a healthy schedule and regular routine, it helps a lot, especially with depression. Is if you have a set schedule and you're keeping your room clean and you do tiny tasks each day, it doesn't feel as overwhelming. And that's something I think people struggle with. Is that I struggled with it. I know I used to my room was just always
used to come over to clean Emma's room.
It was actually in high school, it was actually horrible. Like it was so just so messy, and I was just like, I can't think. But now I keep my room clean, and I do daily tasks that help me maintain that. So it doesn't get to that point, and I'm not like overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
100%. To do the laundry, put it away. Put it away.
Okay, that's something.
Word from the wise. Put it away immediately. Because if you don't, it's not going to get done. I wanted to add one more thing. I forget what it was.
Right.
It's okay. We can move on. It might come to me later. Okay. Can you share a personal story about overcoming self-doubt or insecurities and how it propelled you toward personal growth and success? I could see you reading it, and that's why I started laughing. Sorry. Your lips were going while you were reading it. Emma does that thing. It was probably me. When you're talking to Emma,
it was Bree, because Bree said something about it too. As soon as I got back, and we were like, as soon as I got back from Arizona, we hadn't seen each other for like a few weeks. And so we started talking. She's like, I forgot that you did that. And I was like, oh my gosh.
You'll be talking to Emma and she's staring at your lips, mimicking every word you say. She's going, and she's literally staring at your mouth. No eye contact.
It's because I have trouble hearing sometimes. So I'm like actually trying to just like focus on what you're saying. And I really struggle with not paying attention to people while they talk to me. Like if I'm not doing that, I'm in a completely different world. Like I'm just like, like I'm like if I'm not zoned in on what you're saying to me and like trying to remember exactly what you're saying to me, I'm not listening. There's no way I'm comprehending it. And if I just answer with or I just didn't comprehend anything. So that's actually I can't hear very well, and I
just think it's funny because I'm like talking and then I get distracted because I'm like, are you getting the words right?
Mimicking me.
Okay, I need to reread that. Sorry.
Sorry, okay.
Can you share a personal...
I'm not going to read it so that you don't get distracted.
No, it's okay. You might have to look at my mouth so you remember the question, though.
Up.
Can you share a personal story about overcoming self-doubt or insecurities and how it propelled you toward personal growth and success? These questions are
overcoming
loaded.
Self-doubt.
Big one.
I think that's something that I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong. I honestly don't know if you can 100% correct self-doubt. You can't just overcome self-doubt for good. I think it's a continual mind process that you can go 3 weeks with just being on fire, and then one day you're just like, can I really do this? Is this really so I feel like it is a constant okay, I can't do that.
I think it's a continual thing, but more than it is just a continual fight with self-doubt, I think it's a continual fight with your flesh no matter what.
I agree. I was going to say
it's just one of those things where you have an enemy who's constantly whispering lies into your ear, and that's gonna be the lies of, I can't do this, I'm not enough, and all of that. And that's just what you're gonna have to combat.
And I think that if you are so stuck in self-doubt, I think that you're reflecting too much on yourself and you're trying to do too much by yourself.
True.
And if you are a Christian, your walk with the Lord should be overcoming self-doubt, because you shouldn't be putting all of this stuff on yourself. You should be trusting the Lord with it, and saying, you know what, I can do a lot of things, but it's through Christ, because genuinely, like, you do everything through Christ. Everything you should be doing is through Christ. And so if you're sitting here doubting yourself and doing all these things about yourself and focusing too much on yourself, sometimes I think that's an unhealthy thing that you just need to recheck your heart. Like, where am I putting my belief?
Because it's not that you're like self-aware. It's just you are way too aware of yourself.
Right.
Like, you need to actually take a step back. And a big thing with me is, I know it kind of sounds basic, and I honestly, when people would say this to me, like, I genuinely was like, I don't know what you mean by that, and I honestly, like, think you're cringe for saying this to me. But like, with me, it would be like, oh, well, I'm not worthy of this because of this, or this or that, or this or that. But really what you need to do is just see what the Lord literally says about you. Like, when you go into your Bible, it's like everywhere about what the Lord says about us and is calling us, and literally was that your stomach? Oh my gosh, there's no way the microphones picked that up.
It's the, what do we have for dinner?
I forget. Kung Pao chicken. That Kung Pao chicken's rumbling.
I feel like, Abby, maybe I need to go on a Mediterranean
that
diet.
Was Mediterranean approved. A little less though. She put that. That's
not my stomach growling right after I ate.
Another thing about the Mediterranean diet, you can't eat anything processed.
That's healthy. That's like normal.
Exactly.
Caveman vibes.
Exactly. That's how I like it. But anyway, like I was saying.
Sorry.
This happens to us.
Rudely
it was
interrupted.
Crazy. I know you guys probably couldn't hear it.
I'm actually kind of hungry still.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you need to see what the Lord says about you, and that's where you need to find your identity. Oh my gosh. Guys, let me look this up real quick. Let me find this. You can keep talking, but let me find you. So basically, I love this band called Gable Price and Friends, and they have a song called 10%. And can't type. And there is lyrics that I think resonate with us really well, and they helped me with this. Do you want to talk while I Google? And
I'm just so weak at your typing right now. She said,
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be quiet, because then I have to edit that out, and then it's like, oh my gosh. So let's see. Okay, so they have these lyrics that I literally, when I was going through the height of like kind of redeveloping my relationship with the Lord and actually developing a relationship with the Lord, these lyrics in this song, when I tell you, changed my life. It says, are you singing this song right now? The perfect polished pastor cannot save you. Your Myers or your Briggs won't buy your sins. You can break the alabaster on a podcast. Deconstruct. Oh, not the podcast.
I was about to say, not the podcast.
Deconstruct the light till none can be let in. Self-discovery can only get you so far. Your heaven sent and only home will set you free. Self-discovery can only get you so far, baby. That is what I'm saying. When we have so much self-doubt and all of these insecurities, this is us way too overcomplicating who we are. When we literally have such a great God who is not saying that we're less than what we're thinking we are. He's saying we're so much more, just in so, like, making it so much more simple and so much more beautiful. And that's all I have to say. That's on period.
I mean, okay, so personal story, overcoming. Let me think of an example of when I think I was overcomplicating it with school. I had a set plan. After high school. I was going to get my nursing degree, and then I was going to go back to be a nurse practitioner, and I was set. I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. Da, 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 da. Like, I got into college. I was really dedicated, and I actually started watching for the family. I watched for full time now. And I was working a retail job and going to school and watching these kids 2 days a week. And I just realized, I was like, this is not at all what God's calling me to do. I was like, I am completely just doing whatever I want. I was doing everything by myself. And so I was just like, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I'm supposed to be. And I need to figure something else out. So I finished out my freshman year. And I agreed to go full-time as a nanny. And I quit my retail job. And this is where the Lord has called me. And it is a really big ministry for me. And I genuinely love what I do. I love my job. I love the family.
That's so good.
And the Lord provides. And I've had so many people, numerous. Whoa, you need a backup plan. You need a backup plan just in case anything happens. And I'm like, one, childcare's a pretty solid job security.
Everyone's gonna need somebody watch the kids.
People are gonna keep having kids. And someone's gonna need, especially in this day and age. Everybody has two incomes. So anyway, true. And so I was just sitting here in just doubt. I was like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I really should be doing right now in this season of life? I'm not saying I won't go back to school. I'm not saying that I can't. I'm not. Right. I'm saying that right now I was like, and it kind of changed my attitude about my job for a little bit. And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where the Lord has literally called me to do. This is what I love to do. And I was just sitting there in doubt. Is this what I need to do?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to find school.
There are people instilling those doubts into your mind. It's hard not to be like, oh my gosh, am I even doing what the Lord called me to do?
It makes you question what the Lord has for you.
Yeah.
And so I was just sitting down and I was like, if I am sitting, I was like, I literally pictured the Lord sitting across from me and saying, you know what? I'm doing what you have called me to do. But I'm actually going to change my plans because I need a backup plan just in case your plan for me doesn't work out.
So good.
And I'm like, how
that is
insulting to the Lord
would
it be real to say, I love this plan. I love what you have provided me. I love my situation. But just in case you fail, I'm going to go figure out something else.
Unfailing God, in case you really miss on this one, let me hit you with the backup.
And so, I was just like, okay, this is, I love where I'm at. I love it. And I'm just going to, and I was like, if I continue pursuing the Lord, He's going to keep providing. And if my plan changes, His plan changes, it's going to change.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was like, it is okay.
It's so real. The Lord is never going to call you somewhere where you're not provided for.
Right.
The Lord is not going to call you into... I'm trying to think of all the names of all the places of ministry. There's ministry and there's church and there's marketplace and all of them above. He's not gonna call you there and then leave you. It is.
And be like, peace out.
Yeah, he said.
Hope you work out.
Yeah, just I really hope you can figure this one out, baby. You're on your own. No, it is not at all. If the Lord is ordering your steps and you are following them, you best believe that is the most blessed and cared for you will literally ever be.
And when you believe that, all your self-doubt just kind of creeps away, and you continue to remind yourself, "This is where God has me. This is what I'm doing." I may have a bad day. Yeah, I have bad days. It's okay, but when you start to believe that what the Lord has for you is good and it's intended for good,
so true,
it will continue to be good, even if you have a bad day, because that's just normal human being activities. It's just you get tired, you get hungry, people get emotional, especially working with kids. You get emotional. It's okay.
Yeah,
it does not make
hormones.
It does
we're
not.
Women. It literally happens. It's literally part of our bodies.
It does not make God's calling on your life any. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Unless it does, and then you're like, okay, Lord, what do you have for me now? But
exactly. And you know what? The Lord will take you somewhere for a season of your life, and literally something that I've so learned recently, do not ever think that the Lord's plans aren't going to be absolutely cray and that He's going to keep you somewhere. He said roller coaster after roller coaster. Never even try and predict what the Lord has for you, because let me tell you, you're just going to be what's going on? Whiplash. So at this point,
not the whiplash.
People are like, well, what are you even moving to? Okay, so this is something that I've struggled with when it comes to like, did I talk about this yet? Have I answered this question? I don't know.
No, you really haven't. It's just been me yapping.
No, I love it. You're speaking truth. But something for me is, I was talking to my prayer group about this when we were still having it, is I was like, guys, I literally don't know what to say anymore, because people are like, why are you moving to Texas? And I'm like, because I'm going to school. What are you doing with your school? Literally something that, honestly, I feel like people should just shut up after I say this and stop like stop being like, you don't have plans. But I'm like, God has called me to do this. I literally don't know what he has planned for me. I bank on him not telling me, and I'm fine with that. So you can't keep asking me like, Abby, what are you even gonna do with this degree? I'm like, and everyone asks me that, and honestly, it is a valid question. I don't blame them for asking, but it's like, have you figured out what you're doing with that degree yet? No, like literally God told me to move, and God told me to go to the school. That's as far as we have gotten into the plan. Like, obviously he knows everything that's gonna happen, but this is as far as I've gotten into the chapter, so I really can't be asked to know anymore. And I feel like when you're like, God called me to do it, you should just stop with there. You guys should just be like, that's awesome. God did call you to do that.
Right, and it's just like, never mind.
And then I think a big part of it too, is I was telling people in my small group, is I was like, I feel like people would treat me like I was so, like, what's the word? I can only think of loosey-goosey, and that's not what I'm trying to say.
Moon.
It's like people thought I was irresponsible for not having these things planned, when in reality, like,
and I think it's not for a lack of effort. It's like, obviously you've looked at apartments. Obviously you've looked at jobs.
That is exactly what I'm trying to say.
It's not like you're saying, God's called me here and I'm going to be completely incomplacent and lazy about it.
Exactly.
Obviously, if God has a calling for you, you're going to take steps, ample steps to figure it out.
I will try my best to find anything, but if it's not going to work out, it's not God. And so that's why people are like, they'll ask me how apartment hunting is going. I'm like, well, you know what? I haven't found anything. And they're like, oh, it's getting close. Like, I am supposed to move.
It's really not even that. I mean,
I am supposed to move by August, and I don't really have anything lined up. But you know what? God's literally got it, because if God called me there, it is already made. He knows exactly what I'm going to have, and it's going to be perfect. And you know what was actually kind of humbling? I was getting these tattoos, and I was like talking to my tattoo artist about it. And he was like, oh, that's so exciting. He was like, are you stressed about it? I was like, yeah, I'm like literally stressed about it a little bit. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And this was in the moment in my flesh. Okay. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a job yet, and I don't have a place to stay or any of that. He said, girl, you got time. He said, you'll figure it out. It's fine. And I said, yeah, you're right. Sometimes you just need that. And it's just true. You'll figure it out. If God's calling you somewhere, it will be figured out. Did I answer this question?
Yeah, that was your answer.
Okay. Insecurity, self-doubt. Yeah. Insecurities.
Covered.
Period. She said you're done. Yeah. Personal self-growth. Period. Okay, moving on.
This ties in with the growth. Like, it's a good question too.
I haven't read it yet. Sorry, guys. In what ways do you cultivate a growth mindset, and how has it impacted your decision-making, relationships, and overall fulfillment in life? Well, what a question. In what ways?
A growth mindset.
Tell me what a growth mindset is to you. That's what I'm struggling with in this question.
I think it is, how can you be better each day? How can you keep growing as a human being in your faith, as a just overall adult? Like, how can you keep growing into these different aspects of life, and how can you get better? And when I think of growth, I think of getting better and making things change, because growth
just the best you can be.
Let me see.
That's what a growth mindset is. I get you. I'm following.
In what ways do I cultivate a growth mindset? One, perfect world, again, completely
surrender to the Lord.
Yeah. I think that keeping your space and your house and the things around you pretty clean and slightly organized, I think that's a huge thing in making your brain function. A mindset, because we're talking about a mindset, a growth mindset. You want to keep your things nice. You want to keep your space as clean as you can. Like, yes, it happens. It gets messy, but staying on top of, I know this will make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I think doing things that you know will make you feel better, even if you don't want them. I think the growth mindset comes with a level of self-discipline, and
oh my gosh, period,
that's really hard. Because when you start to learn, everyone's like, I don't have motivation. I'm like, I don't have motivation for a lot of things, but it really does take discipline to do things.
Oh, 100%.
Discipline and motivation go hand in hand, because if you want to say you have motivation, you have to be disciplined enough to get to the point to just do things that you just don't feel like doing. And like, I think that's how you keep growing, is you keep doing things and you keep putting effort into people, into relationships, into yourself, into your faith. Like, you just have to keep doing things. You have to keep being consistent. And even if you take time off or you get distracted, you have to jump right back in.
Yeah.
Head first.
You
just
really,
go
you
for
can't,
it.
It is like, if you, I don't know, not completely derail or anything, but like, if you do miss a week and then you're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna ease back into it. No, baby, you need to jump head first. In my experience, you need to dive in.
Right. You stop reading your Bible for a week, jump right back in.
Just jump right back in.
God's
you don't know where to start. You know
girl,
how many?
Where were you?
Girl, I've been waiting. Yeah, no.
God's you gotta catch up. You gotta catch up.
Yeah, and if you really don't know where to start, I always say start in the Gospels. If you really don't know where to start in the Gospels. And you know how many freaking Bible plans there are on the Bible app? Girl, I promise you can find one. You can find one for a day. You can find one for like 192. It doesn't matter. There are so many Bible plans. You can pick one and you can pick up that Bible and you can get it done. I have full confidence.
Workout, I just skipped 2 weeks and I was like, I'm just going to go back to the gym in the morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go for it. Like, I missed. That's all right. Catch it right back up. Like, just go back for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a nice rest.
Humbling,
it was a nice rest.
Yeah, it's so nice. And when I do like stop, like, okay, you stopped going to the gym because you left, like you did something fun, you went on vacation.
Right.
So I'm not like saying, I'm not including this in what I'm talking about, but like if I ever stop going to the gym, like just in a, I got busy, there's no way I have time for this. You know what's so humbling is deciding to go back and jumping in head first and realizing the strength you lost. Girl, it makes you not want to miss another freaking week. Because then you're like, oh, man, I knew I could freaking squat more than this. But for me, it's my endurance because I've been running. So, yeah. Do you have any more you want to say?
Do we talk about how we cultivate?
I haven't answered the first question yet.
I'm trying to think of how, like, practical ways that I do on a daily basis.
I feel like what you said is practical.
Just doing stuff.
I think when it comes to mindset.
Oh, I have something to add on to it.
Do you want to go first? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to lose a thought if I don't say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just started with really small things, and I just added them on top of each other.
Yes.
As soon as I got really good at something, I added something else on, and I built a routine, and once you get that, and you actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Some things you can do and you just enjoy it. Like, if you hate, just loathe running at the gym.
Do it, girl. Why are you going to do it?
Find something else to do. Ride the bike.
So many things to do.
That's just a super practical, like, just random analogy. But
no, but I
find
think it's so
stuff you genuinely enjoy. Build a routine you genuinely enjoy. And you're going to have zero problems going back to it if you genuinely enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, and that's just where you have to be right now, if you really hate your job but you need to be there, just keep doing it.
Yeah. Honestly,
because in the long run, it's going to be okay. It will be okay. It'll be fine.
It will be okay.
Like,
it will be okay.
And that's how you grow, is you keep doing things. And then when you're out of that season, you go to the next thing. And then you keep growing and growing and growing. When you outgrow that season, you're going to go to the next one. And that's just how life is going to keep going.
Yep.
Unless you don't grow and you stay doing this stuff that you aren't supposed to be doing, and then you're not going to grow, and then you're not going to move on, and then you are going to sit there and be like, well, what the heck is going on?
Yeah. That's real. That is very real.
End of Emma's tangent.
No, that's so good. Stay on that soapbox, girl. But I completely agree. I think that's very real. I think also, as people, we like to set expectations for ourselves way high. When we make goals for ourselves, it's like New Year's resolutions. Like, we've talked about this before. We set goals for ourselves and we're like, let's completely change everything in a month, when in reality, you need to be like, what can I just change today? Just like, what is one small step I can take for bettering myself and making myself feel good and being productive? Like, genuinely, I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't feel good after being productive and taking care of themselves.
Actually, yeah.
So it's like, you need to take that small step. Be like, hey, you know what? I took out the trash today, and that's more than I would have done if I was going to sit here and self-loathe and self-pity. So it's kind of that. Also, I think a big thing with keeping in mindset. Okay, let me read this question one more time, because I feel like I keep reading it over, but it's kind of like there's a lot of layers to it, I feel like. What ways do you cultivate a growth mindset, and how has it impacted your decision-making, relationships, and overall fulfillment in life?
Fulfillment in life, if you keep cultivating a growth mindset, whatever it looks like to you, dude, it is really fulfilling. And and like you were talking about high expectations and high achievers. Ooh, I struggle with that one. I love setting goals. I love just crushing things.
Knocking it out.
I am just one of those people. I set goals. I like to do. And so, especially for the school goal, that set me back, because I had this plan. I was on top of things, and I wanted to do all of this stuff. And I was like, oh, my goals, my dreams, everything's falling apart. I'm the worst failure in the entire universe. Like, if I don't do stuff I say I'm going to do, I feel like a failure and all this crap. And I'm like, if you miss out, if you don't reach an expectation, you don't reach a goal, readjust and keep going. Yeah. Because I think I would sit there for too long. I think I would sit there for too long saying, oh my gosh, like, why didn't this work out the way I wanted it to? Why couldn't I do this? So when you start going from like, why didn't this work out? This is stupid. Okay, how can I make this work out? Yeah. How can I do better? How can I make it more achievable for myself? Mm-hmm. That's something that I've really had to learn, and it's really fulfilling once you figure out how to navigate. Okay, how can I make this more accessible for myself? How can I reach my goals? Like, I guess not setting a goal without a plan.
Yes, that is
instead of just setting a goal and like, get there. Instead of saying, okay, here's my goal. Here's my 5 sub points of how I'm going to maintain this goal, how I'm going to do this. And
so I listen to Craig Groeschel a lot. He's a pastor, but he has a podcast. It's like
Craig or Greg?
Craig Groeschel. He has a podcast, and it's about leadership, and they're like 20-minute episodes. But he talks about it in one episode where he's like, talking about people who pre-decide things. Like, you need to have a game plan. Like, I'm gonna pre-decide this is a moral on this or a moral on this, and it just really helps with mindset. People, I know, I looked at the time, we don't need to talk about it. So people who pre-decide and like actually think about the decisions they're making before they know that they're gonna happen, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like me. Like what I was saying? Yes. Like, I was going to do this. I was going to graduate my and then I was going to do this. And then I was going to do like my 5-year plan. I'm talking about the positive, not the negative of that. I'm talking about pre-deciding like a moral of something. Like, I've decided this is how I feel about this, or I'm going to eat this at this restaurant before I go. Oh, okay. Like literal decision. Like, okay. More little decisions than I'm going to go to college. Right. Like, more small decisions like an everyday life. Yeah, like an everyday life decision. Okay. There is a study that the people that are making these decisions ahead of time are literally happier. Crazy to me. But kind of makes sense. I don't remember why I was talking about that, but I'm going to answer this question really fast.
Okay, you answer. Go. Emma.
No, you literally are speaking truth. Okay.
Yapping.
Certified yapper? Okay. And, okay. So, how many times can I say okay?
Okay.
In what ways do you cultivate
I just wanted to do that.
a growth mindset? I think taking a lot of your thoughts captive is very important because, like I was saying before, a lot of the self-doubt thoughts and the thoughts that are holding you back from achieving the goals that you're setting for yourself are from the enemy. And when you're having these thoughts and you're not taking them captive and you're just letting them manifest in your mind, you are 100% setting yourself up for failure. And a lot of times we don't realize we're doing this, but it does take us taking a step back to realize like some of the things that we have going on in our mind, like are lies from the enemy, and we need to boot those bad boys out of here. I think there's something else I wanted to say, but I don't really remember. I was like really jiving with whatever you were saying.
Thanks. Try my
Yeah.
hardest.
You're like popping off.
I feel like this is a pretty passionate topic for me.
No, it's
like
so
the
good.
growth, I don't know. I don't want to say self-improvement, but like I feel like
self-development.
Yeah. Growth. Genuinely growth.
It is literally just growth, yeah.
Because I think that I observe people who aren't passionate about it. This is my thing. Is I observe. I'm gonna get back to my
freaking yapper. This is my thing.
This is my thing. Is I observe a lot of people. I look. Yes. I listen. I just like to just observe people. And so when I see people who aren't passionate about this or like not as passionate about it, I see them and I see that I don't want to be like that. Genuinely, like I'm not even dogging on these people. I'm just like, that's not what I want for my life. I want to be a person who's encouraging.
And you know what's crazy? No, sorry, I interrupted you.
Go. It's okay. No.
Is a lot like we're all gonna find something. We're all gonna find something else fulfilling. Like we're all gonna have different things that fulfill a lot of aspects of our life. So for those people that you're talking about, they could find their life so fulfilling.
Right.
But that you can see that and you're like, that is not what I want to be doing. And that's okay. Because we are all going to have something else, that some other end goal in this world that we want to achieve. And I totally think that's okay.
And you can be like, thumbs up to that person and be like, that's awesome.
Literally
and be
go
like,
you. I love that.
I just don't have the same.
You don't have the same aspiration. First of all, you don't have the same calling on your life. Maybe you do, but if your lives are this different and you're not driving on the same thing, like I feel like you definitely don't have the same call. We're all going to have different calls, and we all have completely different destinies. The Lord has crazy word, destiny. Lives that the Lord has called us to. We all have a different call.
Right.
So,
yeah, and I just feel like I am pretty passionate about it. Like,
Emma just wants you to be the best you could be.
Version. Just keep, just
honestly same though.
But I love that some people are like, you're gonna do this like one day, like, and I'm just like, it can be an everyday thing. Like you can literally wake up and choose this and just keep growing every single day. Yep. And I think it's such a cool thing that it's like, this will be for the rest of your life. You know, people are like, you're gonna work for the rest of your life. I get to grow and change and develop for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh, and your life is gonna look so different.
Right.
From now.
What a better time to start than now.
I know. 100%. There is no better time to start than now. That is how I feel about literally everything. Except for, never mind. I almost made such a stupid joke. Okay. Except for smoking. Don't start that at all. So
say no to drugs, kids.
But yeah, I get you. That's good. We popped off. We got on our soapboxes. Yeah. And
I could get on my soapbox a lot more because I really wanted to talk about social media and stuff like that, but we're not even going to.
We ran out of time.
Start that.
You know
that
what?
can be a next.
We
can do the.
Go ahead.
I'm just yapping.
Go
Let me
ahead.
just interrupt you and try and talk over you like
We can't. We can't.
We should just do a whole social media, all this stuff.
We could do a whole episode on social media for sure.
Period.
Like 100%.
End of story. Like not
should
even
we do that
period,
next week?
Like, period. End of story.
Thoughts? Should we do that next week?
Let's get us some social media topics.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You like
Benefits?
ask some questions when it has to go. What am I saying here? Ask us questions about stuff about social media.
Yeah.
Like not. Like, what kind of questions are we looking for? We're like, how does it impact us?
Do you want to anything you want to ask? What do we think?
How many
personal
views?
Opinions?
How many views do we get?
I mean, benefit. We could do benefits. We could do
the pros and cons of social media for sure. Yeah,
which ones we have, which ones we don't like. Sorry, I just interrupted you.
No, you didn't. It's fine.
Anyway,
I think that would be such a fun episode.
Yes. I think that's what we should do.
I think we're just so passionate about this topic, like because we've grown in it, because we love growth. We've grown in it so much in the last couple of years. Bro, sorry, I just got really excited. I just love you.
So excited.
So in my closet, I have a little cork board, and I have a note that you wrote me for my birthday. I think when I turned 18. So a while ago.
I love writing notes.
She does love writing notes. And even then is when kind of my life kind of turned upside down. And this note is so sweet. I look at it all the time. And you just tell me how proud of me you are of just me growing and flourishing as a person. The sweetest thing, like it actually encourages me all the time. And I really appreciate that. Are you going to cry? Don't cry.
No, I'm not crying.
Okay. No, I'm not crying.
I cannot be seen as weak. Self-improvement doesn't cry. No tears.
If you're gonna self-improve, you can't be sad. You actually
have to be serious.
Okay, well, I don't know why I said that, but it was so cute. We've just been passionate about this topic for a long time. Honestly, ask us more questions about this.
Yeah.
We love it. We'll stand on soapboxes forever. Anyway.
We'll see you next week.
Wait.
Oh.
Thank you to our sponsor.
First Class
Athletics. We love you. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Lizzie. Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We hope you have a great week. We're so excited for next week because I'm already thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, we're already thinking about it.
But
ask us questions. Happy Thursday.
And hopefully no more breaks.
Yeah. We are honestly Stop saying it. We can't say it anymore. The next break's around the corner. It actually might be because we had to reschedule my flight. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, love you guys. See you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.